Hello, 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 and welcome back to the continuing adventures of Whippet as he treks through the dungeon. Whippet is my my Spriggan Berserker. Where last we left off, I had taken more time than I'd meant, gone into the lair, gone fairly deep into the lair, and met a sleeping Rupert whom I decided was not my Goliath today, and decided to leave alone. Uh, I've been training a few different skills. Goals were to get Evocable Blink online. And at 9% fail, it's pretty much there, but I'd like to get that down to maybe 4 or less. Uh, Ironically, this axe is called the Spriggan's Peril. Go figure. I'm currently rocking a 6-7 Captain's Cutlass, which is an amazing saber, and a Sling of Frost, which is 5-5 enchanted. Both of these are great weapons. And obviously, I'm holding out for more and more and better, but I don't really need more or better just yet. It would be nice to get some variety, so some fire as well as frost. Evocations is being trained. Short Blades was being trained. I unfortunately did not take the time to look up what the requirement is, so I'm gonna leave it at 8.3 probably for quite a while today. And yeah, this is a good setup. We're just gonna run with this. Nothing much to see here today. Probably we're just gonna continue rather routinely through the lair and finish the job we'd started before. So I've gotten a fair number of people asking me the same question. Ahmed, why aren't you playing the latest version of Crawl? Those of you who've been with my channel, what the hell? I'm not trying to drink anything. Those of you who have been with my channel from the beginning know that I tend to be a rather slow adopter for new builds of Crawl, typically because some change or the other that they've introduced I'll take issue with, and I won't want to play the game on account of that. And the way I see it is, it's an open source game, it's my choice. I don't see why I should play something just because the developers think it's a good idea if I disagree with them and think it's a bad idea. I'm sorry, just making sure I'm shooting the right guy. Problem is, but people have asked me why I'm not playing this version, and that's a reasonable question. Heretofore, the answer was even simpler why I wouldn't play version 0.13, and that is, it's not complete yet. It's still in alpha or beta or whatever, and I will occasionally play one of those versions, but I will never, I have never, thus far at least, recorded vids of it, because it's not done yet. And so, the balance is typically very wrong, etc. Hell, playing it can even bias you against it unfairly. But now that it's out, and now that I've played version 0.13 some, I don't remember if I got a win or two in the tournament or not in the end, but I did play the tournament. I did okay. I don't recall how I did exactly, so can't even anything to write home about. See invisible is strictly useless. It's a fair question. Why is it that I am not playing that version? So I've written my answer to a few different people. I will go ahead and share it with you, and I will just mention it while I'm playing now, and while there's not much to discuss about the run. Honestly, it's the same basic complaints that I've had previously, where they make changes that I think aren't beneficial to the game, or I think are even harmful. In this case, there's the big changes that they've made that are bad, in my book, that are bad enough that I didn't want to play version 0.13, actually didn't so much originate in 0.13 as they did before 0.13 even started. Oh, beautiful. I can peg Hydras and outrun them. Those being the New Abyss and New Vaults. I never thought those were a good idea. I think an 8-floor vault is appropriate. It's a good amount of EXP. I like the layout. I like the unique feel of it. Now, nowadays, the argument against it was people said vaults was too much like the dungeon, and they preferred the feel of the new vaults. Honestly, I like the new vault guardians. I feel like they are borderline unfair at times, but they make for a very interesting experience, and they make for a unique a challenge that is unique to the vault. They're also thematically appropriate. So I wouldn't have minded seeing those guys inserted into old vaults. But with new vaults, I don't know, I'm just not a fan. Can I wear a buckler? Sweet, I can wear a buckler? What does that do to my attack speed? Sorry, this just became a thing. Attack speed is still extremely fast. What does it do to my this thing? Still quite fast. Okay. Apparently bucklers are okay for me. As soon as I'm done with the evocable blink, 5% fails, definitely getting there. We're going to turn on shields as soon as dodging hits the next level. We'll turn that off and start training this buckler just to give me some kind of defense. Okay, so yeah, that's one. The new vaults. New Abyss, my complaint is less the thing about new vaults is that's a taste matter. Some people will like it more, some people won't. I don't think that it's necessarily bad enough that I would argue it's a strictly unfair or bad change. It's just, you know, some people think cucumbers taste better pickled. On the other hand, the change that I did find unilaterally I felt like is a bad change was the dig wand. I probably won't need 2 of these. Let's leave one behind and carry one with me since I don't have that kind of weight capacity. I'm also going to ditch the wand of slowing at this point since it's becoming more of a burden. And why am I talking about burden while I'm carrying 99 stones? Please drop 59 stones. So the thing about Abyss is that I know that there are ways to play more safely and to kind of try to avoid ending up there. Hell, I practice them. I also know that Abyss is one of those things that is basically, it's avoidable, but at the end of the day it can happen despite your best efforts. And that's why it deserves to be something incredibly difficult to survive, but tends to be survivable or escapable would be where I would like it to be at. Old Abyss was just that for a level 9-ish character or whatever. I'm throwing out a number here. I'm not saying 9 specifically. New Abyss. Sorry, I just to clarify, I located the Minotaur's lair. I'm heading in that direction. I doubt very much I'll find anything I want in there, but might as well try. And I don't want to deal with these death yaks right now, so I will leave them behind and hope that they don't bull rush the door. Thank God I have those wands of digging, right? Oh, I ditched one. Well, one of them should do. Okay, anyway. With New Abyss, it's almost completely unsurvivable at floor 1 unless you get really lucky. And I know that's not going to be everyone's experience, but that's definitely my experience. It is much, much harder to survive. A level 9 character, I just wouldn't gamble on their survival at all. Whereas in this Abyss, yes, getting sent there at level 9 may very well be a death sentence. But if you have enough teleport scrolls, you have a couple tricks up your sleeve, take this as an opportunity to use those potions you don't usually get around to using, you might be okay. I'm not saying you will be, but you might be okay. You might be able to wangle it. So that's something I think was a definitive decrease. And the attitude that I've noted in other people is you're not supposed to ever end up in the Abyss. If you did, it's because you made a mistake. And I don't know, I feel like in much the same way that if somebody argued you're not supposed to ever get poisoned in the early game, if you ever get poisoned, it's your fault. Yes, you're not supposed to get poisoned in a general sense. Yes, being poisoned implies that you didn't. There may have been a way for you to be more careful and not. Oh, okay, I got some really good stuff actually here. We'll take the bloodstained falchion out with us just in case it's a good artifact. Everything else we can just burn. Because I'm not seeing any of this as being useful to me, and carrying it out is going to be a pain. But yeah, yes, it does imply that you messed up. Yes, there are ways to limit the amount of times you get poisoned. And yes, if you're consistently dying to kobold poison, maybe you need to improve your gameplay. All of that being said, to tell a player, don't get poisoned, if you get poisoned at all, you deserve to die, is stupid. And that's how I feel. That's the level I feel that being Abyssed is at in New Crawl. If you get Abyssed, you're going to die. It's unless, you know, you are significantly higher level. And the real tragedy of it is, with the introduction of multiple layers of the Abyss, they had the opportunity to do something really special. They had the opportunity to make a floor 1 of the Abyss 100% survivable, or 80% survivable. Just something that would drain your resources a little bit. I'm going to drink an agility just on the off chance that there's a yak waiting for me as soon as I go upstairs. Kind of was. So they had the opportunity to make that lowest layer completely survivable and escapable or whatever, but then maybe just a drain on your resource, but then make the layers beneath that incredibly dangerous, and even more so, which of course would only affect somebody who was going for the rune, which is how it should be. So I don't know, I guess that missed opportunity bugged me a lot, and that's a big part of the reason I was so averse to it. And even now, with a couple wins under my belt, I still feel the same way about New Abyss. I still feel really annoyed by it. I like it challenge-wise when you're going, you know, in your post-endgame state intentionally. That's pretty cool. And I do like that it's thematically an Abyss rather than just randomization. That's nice. But I don't know. I feel like they dropped the ball on that one a lot, and that bugs me. However, by far the #1 biggest issue I have with New Crawl is the addition of summoning limits and summoned creature limits per spell, and summoning in and out of LOS. And that I do believe, I could be mistaken, but I'm fairly sure that was a recent development, not one that's been around for a couple editions now. And my problem with that is that, frankly, it takes what was already just an okay school and makes it pretty weak, honestly. I can think of precious few reasons to run a summoner, a solo summoner anymore, and that used to be like one of my favorite builds. So people have argued, with varying degrees of success, that old summoner was, well, I guess varying degrees of success. The fact that they changed it means they were successful. That old summoning schools, old summoners were OP. That they had too much of everything. They had the defense and the offense and everything going for them, and that spamming summons let you abuse certain combinations like, oh, I don't know, mana channeling with a mummy, and Sifmuna plus mass spells. The way I see it is, so what? Minotaur Berserkers are still in this game, in case anyone hasn't noticed. Retaliatory Headbutt with Slaying Rings has not been nerfed yet. There exist easy race class combos. There should exist easy builds. There do exist easier builds. The game is still obscenely difficult. Take somebody who hasn't played Crawl and ask them to win with a summoner. I guarantee you they'll lose. Take that same person and tell him to try it 20 times. Odds are good he'll be very proud of himself for getting to the Lair. And he should be. This is not an easy game. It's not supposed to be an easy game. But I feel like making it harder for the sake of making it harder is bad. And summons that only attack in LOS in specific just feels so wrong. I mean, what? I'm a giant fucking troll. I'm all this. I'm mighty and berserk and furious. Wait, where's Master? I don't see Master. I can't fight anymore. I'm going to retreat and let this ant keep poking me. Thematically, it's just repulsive. So yeah, putting all of that together is a big part of why I don't like new crawls, the new crawl editions. Now, let's talk about, I've spent a long time, I've spent pretty much this entire video talking about the stuff I didn't like about that. Let's real quickly go over the things I do like. I love that they're adding new races. I love that they're not adding new races just for the sake of putting a new race in the game. That they're taking the time and energy to try and think of an interesting, cool one and flesh it out appropriately in a thematically interesting fashion. I am stoked about gargoyles, and I was, because when gargoyles were first introduced, I was already just learning how to play a transmuter. So, naturally I was really enthused about that. Because gargoyles make fantastic transmuters. So I wanted to play that, and then when I heard about the Djinn and blood magic, or, okay, blood magic where your HP is your MP, or in the case of the Djinn where they're both the same thing, I was ecstatic because that sounds like a really cool idea that could be built in many interesting ways. I think I had read some ideas about a Jin on the forum too, back when I was more active on the forums, and it was really interesting. So and then notice that they didn't put them both in the game. They put one, but then they said the other isn't ready yet. If they were just adding races for the sake of adding races, they would not have taken the time to balance that out properly. So again, credit where it's due. It's not like I hate on principle. I think that was really cool, and I look forward to eventually giving up on my I'm not going to play the new edition and playing them. Sweet. Always acquire armor. It's an enchanted buckler. I have remove curse in case it's terrible. +3 with int -5. Well, it's my lucky day. I'm playing a race that doesn't really care about that, and I'm still at int 8. My only question is, will that make me less able to evoke my blink? I doubt it. Nope, blink is still evoked quite successfully. It is a +3 buckler, which is beyond what ordinary enchantment will give the buckler, so I'll wear it. But I'm obviously going to have a low threshold on swapping it out for something better. Cool. But yeah, I'm gonna drop some of these scrolls of teleport now that I have the wand, and drop the spare wand of teleport now that I have another. Yeah. So those are a couple of the things that I actually am looking forward to in the new crawl, and of course, graphical updates are always not always welcome, but they're not bad, and it's potentially nice to have them around. Let's go ahead and drop the Ring of Dexterity. The plus to my AC actually gives me an AC. So definitely happy to know that those are being added to the game. So that's why I don't play the new version of Crawl yet. And this is not a carved in stone permanent decision. I'll eventually, I'm sure, cave in. Possibly when so much has been added to the game that it's too tempting to try the new stuff to stay away from it because of the stuff that I dislike. That's what happened with my upgrade from 0.9 to 0.12, actually. For those of you who remember that I didn't play this edition even for a very long time. But yeah, getting over the summoning thing is going to take a while. That said, I have multiple wins under my belt with version 0.12 and 0.13, including some 15 runer, at least one 15 runer. I don't know if I did that in 13 yet or not, but it's not like I'm avoiding the edition because I think it's too hard or because I don't have a build that can work there. It's just that I don't like it. Okay, enough yammering about stuff that's off topic. As you can see, there's a reason I picked this video to talk about that, and that's that, well, not a whole lot is really out of the ordinary with what I'm doing in-game right now. It's just a very routine massacre through the Lair. So I have commented before that I kind of wish that I was doing Okuwaru instead of Trog. Because you get the ammo gifts and you don't have to worry about the anti-magic clause. I'm beginning to realize there are a couple advantages to Trog that are subtle and that I did not notice, and I figured I should mention them now. One of those is ammo gifts. You gain Trog piety for killing, near as I can tell, at a completely flat rate. With Okuwaru, you only get piety when you kill things that are scary and bigger than you. So with Okuwaru, as the game goes on, it is harder and harder to find good sources of, or any sources, honestly, of piety. Pardon me a second. We're going to want to poison this guy. So let's do the Sling of Frost, quiver me my poison sling bullets, and fire. Because ants are very susceptible to poison, so that should be much more effective. And then we'll just switch over to my sling bullets, and just land some good old-fashioned deeps for the finish. Perfect. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so the fact that Trog will accept anything in order as a sacrifice and give you pretty fixed piety, near as I can tell, means that you get much better consistent ammo gifting, or at least theoretically you will. I haven't done this build long enough to really feel that, but I have felt, with my archers, that with Okuwaru, you hit a point where you're clearing out, let's say, the Orcish Lair or something, but since you're not pushing forward and killing bigger enemies, he stops gifting you ammo. And while ammo is honestly not a real concern, I mean, if I was a better player, I would recognize that and be like, Look, I'm never going to run out of ammo. I don't know why you care so much about conserving it and carrying all these stones with you. But I'm not that good a player, and I do worry about ammo. So I know my limitations, and I play around them. So with Trog, it's nice to literally be able to lose that limitation, that sense of limitation, and be like, you're gonna keep giving me this stuff no matter what, so hooray. So that's one advantage of Trog. And the other is, I am underestimating what it will take to get an Okuwaru build started, because since you don't start with him, you have no answer except Spriggan's speed to a lot of the early threats, combined with the lack of spells and Spriggan low HP. Yeah, I can see how you would die a lot in the early game if you're, well, I mean, you would have to be very careful, and it could be a slog until you eventually find Trog at floor 9, at which point you're already level 9. I'm not giving you a piety unless you do something heroic, will become a problem. So, them's the breaks. Obviously, I'm quite happy with my decision to run this build because I didn't have a choice in making this build. This was requested. Okay, where are we at? Shields, dodging, and fighting. I think it's time to go ahead and upsling some more. I don't know if my ammo will become less mulchable, but I presume it will be at higher levels. Protection from magic. It's good to know how many teleports I have. And a wand of digging. Excellent. Drop the inferior wand of digging, keep the superior one. Boom, just pelt stones on everything. Am I missing a ton of sling bullets somewhere? No, okay. So I am actually at a premium for sling bullets, but I'm going to continue acting like I'm not, because the moment I start to feel like I don't have enough, that's the moment I'm going to get a gift from Trog. Continue to peg. Ah, fuck it. Captain's Cutlass, you're all going to die. When they get into melee with me, it's just the fastest way to butcher them. I'm hungry. Eat a bread ration. I am actually at the point where my food is limited. Not low, but limited. So, it's going to be a good idea to keep my eyes out for food. In fact, oh right, I ditched a bread ration for weight reasons earlier, so. Never mind what I said. I totally have a ton of food. Whoa, 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 you guys actually attacked me. Again, evade 35 is making me a little bit like I'm feeling invincible. Also, because I found this troll leather armor inside the Minotaur's lair, I actually have an AC value now, which is wonderful. Because even when I do get hit, it will mitigate damage. And as you guys who are familiar with my videos will note, troll leather armor basically is one of my absolute favorite armors for my casters, and in this case for my Spriggan who can't afford to train armor very much yet. And even when he can, he's got strength 13, so he's not going to be wearing the heaviest armor the game has to offer anyway. Even if I soup that up to 15, it's not going to be that great. Whip out my Sling of Fire and just start burning these frogs. Okay, whip out my Sword of Hate and show them what... A sword that could fell a kraken could definitely do a number on a blink frog. At least so goes the legend. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's a Catablopus. Cause for concern, to be certain. Okay, its breath weapon is down. Let us whip out my sling and start doing my thing. I'm petrifying. I am petrifying. Let us initiate a Scroll of Fear. I was too early, unfortunately. But I've turned to flesh and am no longer petrifying. Just don't stand in the calcifying dust and you'll be okay. That's how this goes. You know what? This isn't gonna work. Switch to blowgun. Let's stack poison on him. Stack a lot of poison on him. I mean, because I'm constantly having to readjust and reposition myself, it'll be nice to cripple him long term. Oh, the basilisk from behind. Okay, he's weak enough that I can try and take him down now. Sling, boom, takedown. Okay. Let's go get my stuff. Okay, let's finish killing everything and then get my stuff. I'm doing a lot of tab fighting, honestly. So, no need for protection from magic. Actually, what am I rocking instead of that? Yeah, I'll leave protection from magic behind. I mean, I'm a Spriggan. I'm basically protected from magic just by dint of leveling up. Okay, and that's Lair 7. We'll do Lair 8, I guess, and then call it the quits for the vid. That's a reasonable amount to do, I suppose. Out of curiosity, let's just see my ammo count at this point. 26 sling bullets down from 40-something, but the rest of my ammo is basically untouched. So, and that's, of course, not considering the number of times I have ditched piles of ammo behind me. So, doing good so far. How's my training? Dodging, slings, fighting, and shield. That's too many schools at once. But I like all these schools. Honestly, I don't know if I need to train slings anymore or not. Hell, you know what? Let's go ahead and actually check that. Let's figure out whether or not I need to train slings. That's a good thing to spend my time on real quick. Crawl, wiki. Oh, great wiki, enlighten me. What do slings do? Sling, blah 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 blah. Weakest of ranged launchers, lacks a stopping power, can be fired quickly even at low levels, suffers no penalty. Min delay requires 7, skill required varies. Explain. Unlike melee attacks, range blah 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 blah. Longbows and bows, crossbows. Okay, so that has nothing to do with slings. Bucklers. Again, nobody's mentioning. Oh, here we go. 0.9. Oh, wow. It's all about the dex. Strength is not even relevant. Good thing I've been upping my dex. Minimum delay 7. Speed brand multiplier. 2/3 of the weapon has otherwise 1. Shield penalty. For slings and blowguns 1. No penalty. Excellent. The base delay and min delay of bow, longbow are increased by this. Okay, so sling and shield is totally legit. That's good to know. Unlike melee attacks, ranged attacks don't have any. The only cost is the energy taken and the possibility of ammo destruction. Okay. Stones, 12.5%. Some brands affect mulch rate double what normal is. Okay, fair enough. Exploding always explodes naturally. Okay, so fair enough. By the sounds of it, I don't really need to up my sling skill anymore. If somebody knows otherwise, please correct me, but unless I'm misreading this, it's not boosting my damage or my attack speed. So we'll turn that one off. Short blades, I believe I'm already where I need to be. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but we're fine. Dodging and shields are defensive skills. I will eventually want to train armor a little bit because I am wearing leather now, so I might be able to benefit a bit more. But until that point, I'm gonna keep kicking ass. Give me a captain's cutlass. I'm gonna melee this thing. The one thing I definitely don't need to melee. Just to prove a point. Not sure what point, or to whom, or why. Really, it was a bad idea. But I guess I'm at the point where, at least for the sake of the lair, I am okay. I'm not gonna die to my bad ideas. That's another Catalopus. Given how long it took me to kill that last one, I'm gonna make sure that I give myself some room to work with here. That's better. Alright, let's go blowgun. Same strategy as last time. Alright, Switching to Captain's Cutlass. Making sure that I'll see when he fires the... Okay, taking damage, backing off. Careful not to enter a narrow hallway. This is why I made sure to poison him, so that he won't recover. He's down. Gather my stuff, and please just mark that as unreachable. I don't care. Captain's Cutlass. Oh, fuck. There's two of you. Stone Launcher. Just knock the crap out of all of you. Okay, shield skill. Now the thing about shield skill is overtraining it beyond the minimum to reduce weapon delay is definitely valuable because it will continue to raise my defenses. And honestly, in a game like this, I'm not really going to be picking up a whole lot of new skills. I'm just going to be doing really good with the ones I already have picked out. So, yeah, that's kind of important. I have poison resistance, dude. I don't even know what your game plan is here. So I quote-unquote accidentally, but I know I did it, switched back to ordinary stones. I would like to save my less than 20 sling bullets for enemies that actually require a little bit more DPS. And just Captain's Cutlass these guys. And this is the beauty of the weapon I'm using right now. The not the weapon, sorry, the armor. The troll leather armor is how fast I can recover my health, and combined with the fact that I have I don't have much max HP to recover anyway. I barely even have to stop to recover health, even if I've taken 50% of my life as damage. Of course, the downside to that is that once I'm fully recovered, I'm still at risk. Okay, not sure where you came from, but again, you are... Wow, I get like 8 attacks and the frog hasn't even gone away yet. That's how fast I am. What was that? Bolt trap, huh? Which has already claimed multiple enemies, it appears. Backing away before attacking away. And then just... Ooh, I got sick. That was not smart. But now that I'm sick, might as well scissor him to pieces. And with my increased regeneration, I should have no problem getting back to full health. Still, no food in Lair ain't. That's upsetting. I was hoping to get a little bit more food stock. Yay, level 14. Dodging skill even higher. My dodge is 36. I'm such a dodge tank right now. Any attack that can be dodged, it's 50-50. Not 50-50. It's a fair bet my enemies won't even hit me with them anymore. Stack some poison before going into range, and then backing away because I just got hurt, and then... There you go. You're somebody I don't want to mess with on a bad day. Wait, why did I go fire? Actually, if you're not cutting its head off, then maybe frost will be better? Potentially slow the Hydra down? Come on. Die. Don't regenerate. There you go. Sword in hand. Give them some room. Finish them. Sack them all. Hey, you. Come here. Shout. I don't want to go in after him. Stones. Boom, 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 boom. Back away. Boom, boom, boom. Chase him down. Captain's Cutlass. So I can actually make mincemeat out of Hydras, it seems, even with subpar or average weaponry. That's certainly reassuring. I didn't check yet which branch endings I drew, but if I drew the well, let's figure out right now. There's no need to guess, right? Oh, that's a dire elephant. Okay, maybe there's a need to guess. Against you, I would like to go with poison stacking. Start off with a few darts. No need to do anything fancy. Just really get you nice and deeply poisoned before we actually start trying to kill you. That's... Whoa. Okay, I apparently ran out of good stuff and started throwing my... Or ran out of poison darts and started throwing my good stuff. Switching over to slings with sling bullets. Alright. Interrupt interference by a drake. It's a good thing that we have him so heavily poisoned. Boom. Takedown, followed by cutting the drake to pieces. Behind me. Okay, I can just stand my ground, actually. Stand my ground against a black snake. Black mamba, sorry. Black mamba. Glowing sling. I wonder what it could be. It's a speed branded sling. Alright, I didn't comment on it earlier, but you may have noticed that of all of the bullets, I've consistently used the... So I just pointed at my screen. The untyped sling bullets with my typed launchers. There's a reason. Using a frost bullet with a frost launcher or a fire bullet with a fire launcher is redundant. Saving them for when I don't have that when I have a generic launcher makes more sense. Throwing a bullet from a vorpalized sling, which is what I believe Velocity is, it's a Vorpal brand, gives you like a 1.5x damage boost. Now doing that, along with using a branded bullet, gives you all the benefits of the damage boost of the brand. This is such a stupid idea, but you know I can get away with it, so I might as well try it. Wow. It gives you all the benefit of using the brand, with the additional benefit of the Vorpal. So when you really need good damage, that's what you should be going for, and that's my 4/6 sling. I haven't done the math yet to determine whether or not using any like generic bullets with a vorpalized launcher is better or not. And before I commit all of my enchant weapon scrolls to it, it would behoove me to figure that answer out. But for the time being, that is neither here nor there. I said I was going to complete the lair, and at this point I have. We're still playing Old Crawl, so I do technically need to explore this area in order to declare full completion. Crazed wizard. And that door usually leads to a hellmouth, which I don't know that I'm ready to take on right now. But at the very least I can open hell and see what comes of it, right? Oh fuck. Yeah, that looks... You're just looking at it, I realize I'm gonna be in tough... I'm gonna be having a hard time here. They're gonna be resistant to my... Well, I'm not obligated to use my 5/5 launcher, am I? Let's whip out the velocity sling. See if I can't draw... Okay, they're not... There we go. That draws at least one into the room. That's one. These guys can teleport me at random. Since I've cleared the whole floor, that's not that big a threat. I don't think any of these can mutate me, which is, again, important. Since I have, like, what, Dex +2 going, which is definitely a damage and evade booster. Oh, I'm using ordinary stones. That's unconscionable. Switch to... Wait, are you immune to flame, fire? Neither. Well then. Die. Oh, you're definitely immune to flame, though. Let's go frost. You're a red devil. You're immune to neither, but what the hell, let's just go sling bullets on your ass. Here I was worrying that you guys were gonna kick my ass. By the looks of it, you guys are incapable of such a feat. Captain's Cutlass. That's all I need. Spider Pig does whatever a spider pig does. Can he swing from a vine? No, he can't. He's a pig. Okay, what do we got here? Susceptible to cold. Well, you're gonna love what I've got, aren't you? Come on. Come after me, bros. Wield the Sling of Frost in anticipation of his arrival. And fire, 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 fire. Fire, 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 fire. Captain's Cutlass. Okay, so far so good. Cleared most of the Hellmouth. Ooh, smiting damage. Piece of crap. This one has the sticky flame. Oh wow, what am I doing? Frost, back away, and shoot him. Dead. No, 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 don't shoot yourself. Close the door. Orange one can poison, I believe. I don't think he can mutate. Sincerely hope I'm right about that. Okay. Clear. And hey, I actually found a sling. That could be useful. Nope, it's a Sling of Frost. I have better. Dropping it. Alright, that is a full completion of the Lair, along with my reasons for not playing the new version of Crawl, since so many of you have asked so politely. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.